What's up, YouTube? This is TheBillyBobHD bringing you another Let's Play today. I've got some more Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness playing as Transylvania. Last episode, a big war broke out between some of the great powers, and if I go up here to the Diplomacy tab, it is actually the Great War, so the First World War. Our ally, Russia, actually called us into this, so it's us, the Russians, French, Austrians, against Germany and Britain, pretty much. And you can see, if we look and see what people are trying to get, the Chinese Empire are trying to take land away from the Russians, and United Kingdom is trying to free Georgia away from the Russians as well. So really just an attack on our ally there. They called us into the war. We're rolling with it, and we've decided we're not going to really commit any troops quite yet, simply because we're having money problems. Got negative 101 currently right now, and that's because our military is so big in terms of overall numbers that in order to supply them, it really just ruins my economy. And yeah, we will fight if we have to, but I'm also paying out extremely high industrial subsidies at the moment. So if we take a look at our factories, all the factories are full. I'm wondering which factory is the culprit in terms of who's losing the most money. Looks like most of them are running in the positives right now, in the green. Last day's balance, I mean, market spendings, factory budget is positive. So if we check these one by one, factory budget is positive there, positive there. Positive there. Huh. Yeah. Paycheck is there, is going well. How about this next one? Positive. Okay. This lumber mill is not profitable at all. Oh, it is. It sort of fluctuates, I guess. Okay, positive there. And positive there. Interesting. We are producing a bunch of liquor. I don't know. They're all fluctuating. It's hard to tell. We do have an artillery factory that's being built as well, coming into Alfold. Paper mill. Okay, so here we go. This is what I was really looking for, is a tooltip to show me who we're paying out most industrial subsidies to. The paper mill is actually the worst one. So the paper mill and the lumber mill. So the fertilizer factory is fine. Yeah, the paper mill here, we're going to cancel the subsidies there. Hopefully the factory can run on its own. The lumber mill is going to be the other one that I cancel the subsidies for. That should save me about 60 bucks in income. It does. The next bad one is sort of the fertilizer factory. So if I go over to fertilizer factory here, cancel your subsidies, sir. You can see the paper mill is really taking a dive. Now that I'm not subsidizing anymore, it went ahead and closed. The lumber mill is next on its way. Okay, so that's helping the deficit a little bit. We're down to 75,000 in terms of overall income. I'm actually going to take one stack and bring it up this way to help out with the war. How's France doing? Our allies, at least for this fight, they're doing okay. Yeah, so I'm going to bring up this one stack and have it help the cap territory. No research has been set, so we need to get that finished out. So we'll go with the deep defense system. Alright, so the next for subsidies is the furniture factory. Wow, yeah, those went ahead and closed. Damn. Shut down. All pops 50% more in favor of harassed parties. Sure. Why not? Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, the furniture factory. That's what we were looking at. There we go. Yeah, they're not able to get any supplies. That did at least put us back into the positive. We are making money now. I am taking some crazy badass attrition over here. Yeah, wow. Turn off your automatic hunting. We're going to have to wait for that guy to reinforce, and it's definitely... Jeesh. If I raise up the... Uh-oh! The Germans caught us. Okay. That's fine. He's going to be able to stay back this way and sort of help make sure Austria stays clear. Lose militancy. Absolutely. Bring you back home, buddy. Yeah, so he was basically destroyed. Damn. Bring the military supplies back down to support. You know, we might just look at disbanding this army altogether. To be honest. Disband the unit? We don't have any functional forces just because it's so expensive. That's going to also weaken our military power. At least it should. And... What does that do for my money? It did help the money situation. Means we can bump that up slightly to have around break even in terms of spend. Okay. Tax efficiency plus 1%. Prestige gain plus 1%. We're just not making enough tax income is really the thing. Tariffs have bumped up as well to help out with that. But we are at least positive. The war finished out. Russia, it looks like, was able to keep its territories. I don't see an independent Georgia anywhere in this region. So, good, we won. There we go. Yeah, that's exciting. We have 1.8 million people. If I go to the Commerce tab, I think it's going to be important to get the Bank Inspection Board next. It's going to help out our cash flow problems, too. Okay. Yeah, Bank Inspection Board. That's going to help your tax efficiency. Our admin efficiency will be the next one. Administration helps you with your tax sort of income. Helps you get the most out of your taxes. The more you spend, the more money you will collect. So you've got to try to hit a point where it makes sense and you're profitable. As we do have taxes raised all the way up on all of our population. Give everyone a little bit of a break. Tariffs are still there as well. We've had to still plug in a little bit into military spending just to keep the army growing, basically. Or at least available manpower. Can't talk today. Yeah, we could easily build another stack if we needed to. Let's see if we're paying out any ridiculous industrial subsidies. We are. The artillery factory. Wow, every single factory that we have unsubsidized has closed down. That is not good. It will save us a bunch of money, though. You can see my money shoot directly up after unsubsidizing them. And they're not able to get any supplies. Awesome. New railroads available to be built. Not sure that we're in a position to invest that ourselves quite yet. A small arms factory. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, since our other small arms factory had to be closed. So, probably not a good idea. What's these British units doing? Marching all the way across here. Getting military access and such. They're not at war with anybody. So I guess they're trying to bring them back over to India. that's what it looks like. They've got some significant rebellions on their hands. Oh no, Jean Mayen up here has, interesting, is going through a rebellion. Alright, let's unpause it again. And let's make sure, yes, we still have our Russian allies. We are in the Russian sphere of influence as well. And we're allied with Montenegro. Something preventing us from moving south in terms of expansion has been the fact that, uh-oh. Big news there. We'll get to that in a second. The reason we can't move south is because the Ottomans are also allied with the Russians. So we wouldn't be able to turn our backs on them. The Austrians, you know, that's sort of the only other choice, as you've got Moldavia and Wallachia down here that are both in the Russian and Ottoman spheres. And Austria here is allied with France. They've got 231 military power. So, yeah. In terms of expansion, we're sort of trapped right now. We're just going to have to keep an eye on the political situation and see when our moment will be to strike. Maybe use Russia to attack Austria. Thinking that would be pretty cool. And so, the other thing was there was a crisis that was about to pop up inside of my country. It failed to enlist any interest from the great powers. They didn't think it was worth fighting over, basically. And it was going to basically for my country to split apart. That would suck. Tax efficiency plus 5%, so that's going to help us with the money stuff. Historical theory, we'll get that next. And the time measures. Trench warfare is now a part of the world. Okay, and you finally have Italy that's formed up. Uh-oh, we have rebellions. Yeah, Italy isn't a great power yet, but I'm sure they're a secondary power. They are. Number 14 in the world. We're at number 17 in the world. Yeah, so a couple of... I'm just going to put that guy on automatic rebel hunt. Tax efficiency plus 1%. We'll take that. For sure. Yeah, if we could get the Austrians and the French like involved in some sort of war, that would be awesome. The French are also allied with the Russians, so maybe if Russia comes in with me, France would be willing to turn its back on Austria. Just because more of us are going against Austria. I don't know. I think that's our play. I think that's our political play. You can see Africa's been just totally inhabited. Colonized. So I wonder what Jean Mayen is going to become if these rebellions go through. The communist. It's a communist rebellion. So the country would stay intact, but the government type would change to communist. I don't think anyone else is communist except for Greece. They were communist. Oh, interesting. France holds Crete. The British have built the Suez Canal, it looks like. Yep. Yeah, because you can see the Spanish have annexed parts of Egypt around the Suez Canal. Still nobody taking a shot at Somalia over here. Huh. There was another crisis that failed that was going to be happening in our country. So we are losing people, it looks like. Which isn't good. Capitalists in one of our states have called a lockout following a period of intensifying labor conflicts in the area. Workers have been informed by management that no one is welcome back to the work, while union sympathies still run high among the employed. Local police have expressed support for the move, citing a long series of disturbances at the factory, some even bordering on sabotage. All poor strata become 40% more socialist, or all rich strata gain one consciousness into militancy. Yeah, I'm going to go with that second one. I don't want to piss off the rich class, but it is less amount of them compared to the poor class, of course. 1.5%. So now we're going to do a reform. What most people want is the trinket minimum wage. Although a ton of people didn't want that. My militancy is... it is rising. It is going up. Factory output plus 1%. Awesome. We'll hit the modern central bank system next, now that we're making some more money. Go back to the budget. Yeah. We're only paying out some subsidies right now just to keep some factories open. And administration's up to 91%, so that's good. 92%. So we're going to be able to actually decrease spending there, save some more money. Education will want to get that back up at some point, but it's not the immediate sort of need, I guess. Tariffs, I know we had those positive, but it's going to help my population to bring those back down to 0. Helps your population a little bit. Okay, some rebellions that are still going on. Jeez, it was a communist rebellion. It's already over, it looks like. Oh no, it's still going. We'll decrease the time here for just a moment. And you've got a couple of my stacks now that are hunting down those rebels. The big one there is going to be the 15 stack. So those guys are resting and moving on. Excellent. Cool, cool, cool. If I go back to the budget screen here, so we are still in the positives. And yeah, I don't know. 19% is what we're spending. Do I have an ammunition factory that's still open? I do. And canned food factory. So those will go directly to my soldiers. Sad to see all of those other factories that have closed. Okay. Next research tech as well. Management strategy, diplomatic influence, plus 20%. Let's go ahead and get the bolt action rifles out to our military. It's going to be important. Factory throughput tech, plus 2.5%. Yeah, so those factories continue to stay open. Although the glass factory is kind of expensive lately. $27 to keep it open, but I think why people are leaving is because my factory's closed, and so therefore a lot of people are leaving because they don't have jobs. So which if I open up the small arms factory again, which it costs money to do that. We'll start subsidizing that again, and you can see it's now completely filled up with craftsmen. If I look over here at the subsidies, it looks like the small arms factory, we are paying subsidies on that. It's brought us... damn. This is a conundrum. Factories are not profitable. I'm trying to fight that off with technology. Discoveries, technological discoveries in the commerce tab here. And man, oh man, it is, it's sort of eating at us. Yep. Okay, guys, well, that's where we're going to go ahead and end the episode. Thanks for watching. Again, this has been the Billy Bob HD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you've enjoyed this content, and we'll catch you again next